All right, I'm in London. I made it. Welcome. This is the first episode where I'm actually here. I think I'm standing in Piccadilly Circus. I don't know, I just went for a walk and this is where I've ended up. I'm going to London Library because I haven't thought about this trip at all. I'm here for a month and I need to plan what I'm actually going to be doing. So, sorry buddy. Fuck, there's people everywhere. So we're headed to London Library. I got up at 4 a.m. today. I tried my best yesterday not to fall asleep really early, but I couldn't do it. I fell asleep at about 6 p.m., woke up at 4 a.m., and I just left the house at like 5:30, thinking that, you know, I'm in London, I'm in one of the biggest cities in the world. You would think that, you know, the city would be awake, but no one in this city gets up until about 11. Everything was closed, so I was just wandering around for like 5 hours, trying to find a place to get breakfast. Couldn't find anywhere. But then ended up finding a place in near Coventry Garden, I think. I can't remember what it was called, but it's this beautiful diner. And I had a full English breakfast and never had one of them before, I gotta say. The English people know what they're doing with their breakfast. I've only eaten 2 things here and I've been thoroughly impressed. Mainly because I've only ever heard horrific things about English cuisine. Like, I've only ever heard bad things. Every person that I know that has come here has left going, great city, horrific food. And so far, at least, I don't disagree. I mean, I don't agree. I've had lovely food here. The weather's beautiful, which I'm kind of a little bit upset by. I did want rain, you know? I like the cold, and I'm coming into it. I just endured Australia's summer. Now we're gonna deal with Britain's summer, which, to be fair, is actually lovely. So, you know what it is? It's nice temperature, but it doesn't feel like the sun is just a cancer ray like it does in Australia. Like, you can so totally tell that there is an ozone layer over this country. But there is not one in Australia. So it can be like 28 degrees in both countries, but you go outside in Australia and you're sunburned in like 3 seconds. Here, I put sunscreen all over myself and it feels thoroughly unneeded. Anyway, we're headed to London Library because I want to just kind of sit down, get my notepad out, have a little think about what I want to do, because there's a lot of work that I need to get done, but there's also a lot of things that I want to see. Here we go. Look at this. Hey, how's that? What else do we have here? Here's another very English thing. Double-decker bus. Incredible. I will say though, very, very, very unimpressed with the coffee here. I've only gone to a couple of places and I'm not a fan. Very milky, very poorly made, but I live in Melbourne. I'm super spoiled, and I understand that. There's a lot of really cool bookshops around here. Really old looking joints. What is that? Going down here, I'm excited to see this. I'm assuming it's going to be big, and I imagine it's quite old. thing said about geriatric porn stars. Man, I'm just really, really excited to see old things, dude. Like, I was thinking about it. Living in Australia, I've never seen anything old before. Like, the oldest thing we have is like a couple hundred years old. Whereas I was just in, I can't even remember the name of it. It wasn't even a fancy place, and there was just a little plaque on it that said, this was built in 1735. And it's like, fuck, how many generations of people have walked across the same roads that I'm walking on? Lived their lives and had their own bullshit. It's pretty wild. This is a cool street. I say that, but everywhere is a cool street. It's so sick, just how old everything is. And just like stuff like this, like hand-modeled stuff on the edge of buildings that just show a little bit of care. We don't do that anymore. That's not something that humans do anymore, because that's inefficient and you can't make money out of it.
Yeah, right. I'm just at that now.
There's cheaper ways to put cladding on buildings, cheaper and much more flammable ways. Pretty much every building, restaurant, shop I walk into also has like a basement. I guess because everything here is so dense, everything's just built on top of each other. You know? Like buildings go up, but they also go down. Oh, no way. Buckingham Palace is down there. I don't want to go there yet. I need to go there with someone else so I can take photos.
I had to hug you because I was going to hit you.
All right, I'm lost. Where am I going? London Library. I think I'm really close. Okay. Oh yeah. It's just down here. There's signs everywhere about thieves and pickpockets, and I walked into a pub yesterday and there were like clips underneath tables that you could hang your bag onto that would be incredibly hard to remove, which must mean people just come into restaurants and pubs and stuff and just swipe a backpack and run out. What is this? St. James Square. Dude. Wow. I think this is the library. Dude. This is such a beautiful city. Wow. See, look, 1849 to 2024. We do not have old things where I live. Whereas in this country, that's not even that old. You know, that's like kind of not even in the middle when it comes to determining age. I want to check out this little park before I go into the library here. Have a look. Whoop. The traffic though, I'm still getting used to. You can also tell that this whole city was built for horses initially and then cars. So some parts of it are a bit more modern, a bit more safe. They've got crossings in places that make sense, but others, it's just run and hope you don't get hit. Gorgeous. It turns out that perhaps I should have done a little bit more research about where I was going, because it turns out London Library is not public. I walk in and I'm like, there's like barriers, and it goes, what did it say? It said scan your membership. So I'm like, all right, cool, I gotta become a member. I go, hello, can I become a member? And the woman looks at me like I'm some uneducated peasant freak. She's like, this is not a public library. And I thought, oh, fuck. I didn't know there was such thing as a private library, but I guess in London there is. And it is the London Library. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm here facing this way. Westminster is this way, so we are turning around and going this way. What is this over here? Monuments in the distance. What is that? Man, you just do not see stuff like this in Melbourne. It's fucking everywhere in London. Just things that are pretty just because, commemorating some great thing or horrific thing, depending on your perspective. We are headed to Buckingham Palace, because of course we are. How do you go to England without paying my respects to the royals, who have done so much for me in my career? I got to the wrong train station. I will say the stations, the public transport system here is amazing if you know what you're doing. It's a little bit confusing because there's so many different lines and everything, but I think I've got a handle on it, and it's so easy to just use Google Maps and say, oh, make the train, I want to take the train there, and it'll tell you. So, headed towards the palace. We're almost there. I'm getting excited. I hope I'll be allowed to leave. What's this? Westminster Chapel.
Manche haben halt das ausgedruckt im Bauschen. Nennt sich Hinterboy.
All right. We're in. Man, it's big. Dude, this is crazy. Look at that. Look at these poor standing there in the heat in their fluffy hats at attention, just to be ogled at by the likes of me. Well, this bloke's moving. Right, what a stupid job. That's hilarious. Do you reckon Andrew's in there? Man, look at this. Wow. Giant golden fountain? Fucking hell. When was this built? And how many people were not fed in lieu of receiving a fountain for the royals? This is beautiful though. See, you can't build something this gorgeous without a few peasants starving, you know? All worth it. Just for me to film it for a vlog. She's got a sickle. Hopefully she doesn't also have a hammer. Feeling very grateful to be here. I'm on the other side of the planet. And it only took me, I mean, with the delay, 30 hours to get here. Think about how crazy that is. How many generations of people made all of the pieces of technology that made it possible for me to get here. Like before, the quickest way to get there would be by boat, and it would be highly likely that you would just die. And no one was going from Australia to England other than, you know, admirals and colonels and captains. Everybody else was just a prisoner going from England to Australia. But now, you know, I can just give $1,100 to someone and they'll transport me via the Middle East to London because I feel like going. Because there's, you know, hundreds, maybe thousands if things pan out. Hundreds, thousands of people who want to see me live.
Yeah, but that's a
To
complicated
undercut the commercial banks.
Which is crazy.
They want to be the exclusive one, and they don't want others to be.
Very cool.